Hey, y'all, and welcome to day 45 of the 30-annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage and the longest running poker space. I'm Sherry Pluskota, Peaches, and joining me right now is Dana. How are you? Hello, Dana. She may not be able to jump on the mic right away, and that is not a problem. I'll keep it moving until she can. Many thanks to my.
Here.
Hey,
Sorry about that. My speakers were muted.
oh, no worries. How are you?
Doing good. How are you,
I'm
Sherry?
doing well, thank you. Ready to hit the ground running?
Yeah, let's
All
do it.
right, let's. Many thanks to my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them, excuse me, follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. You can find the recordings of my past spaces as well as my interviews at the poker.org Legends Lounge on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. Please like and subscribe. It's free of charge. Appreciate that. Please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information, but we are human and make mistakes, and information is forever changing. So please double check all the information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And if you find something that we've said incorrectly, please let us know so we can make that correction for everybody. And we would appreciate that. And we're not offended, I promise. There's a lot going on and we make mistakes all the time. Welcome, Exec Deck and Blue. Glad you joined us this morning. Moving right along. Don't forget the WPT is going to have their 5K championship at the Venetian July 11th through the 17th. And that should be a fun time, hosted by the Venetian. You don't want to miss it if you can get there, that's for sure. Just a reminder for those of you that have safety deposit boxes at the WSOP, they have to be emptied by 5 p.m. on July the 14th, or they will be drilled and you will lose your deposit. So empty out your safety deposit boxes, folks. You don't want it to cost you money, that's for sure. Just not worth it. Today's schedule at the WSOP, I want to get that out of the way. 10 a.m. is event number 90, the Lucky Sevens tournament, and that'll cost you $777 to enter. 11 a.m. is the final day of the 1K Mystery Bounty PLO tournament. And Team Spacers, we have a runner in there. Robert Mizuraki is still in it to win it. At 12 p.m. is event number 91, the $1,500 PLO six-handed. Also at 12 p.m. is event number 88, the 50K high roller. At 12 p.m. is event number 81, the main event, day 5. And at 2 p.m., event number 89, the 3K mid stakes tournament. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with the app this morning, but I was trying to look up some results. And when I looked at that 3K mid stakes tournament that started yesterday, it did have some numbers, but then when you pressed on the results or the players, it was empty. So then I looked at today's um, post, or I guess, what do you call it? Entry on the WSOP Plus app. I click on it and it says that they're registering and there's like no name. I don't know. Something's, I think, awry with that. Maybe they're just working on updating it. I'm not really sure. So I thought that event started yesterday, but now it looks like it doesn't start till today. I don't know. And usually when there's a flight A and a flight B, it shows, you know, certain things, and that's just not happening this morning. So anyway, we will try to catch up with that maybe tomorrow, and by then they'll have it all sorted out for us. Hey, Karen, how are you?
Good morning. How's it
It's
going?
going well, thank you. And I see we have some other folks showing up this morning. I see Jeff and Fats and Sandy Joy. Welcome. Appreciate all of you this morning for sure. Just thought I'd try to get some of the housekeeping things out of the way. I'm not sure if Isaac's going to make it this morning. Bless his little heart. He had a rough day of partying for the last 48 hours and he was kind of suffering hard yesterday. And he started sounding kind of slap happy in their Wednesday night space. It was kind of comical, um, because you could just tell he was exhausted, not feeling too great, and just kind of getting slap happy. He was kind of comical for sure. Um, I definitely was laughing at him, and so were the rest of the folks in the space. But anyway, if he's sleeping in this morning, good for him. He needs it and deserves it for sure. One of the things he did mention, they were trying to get out the door yesterday when we were doing the space because they were going to go over to the poker.org's Legends Lounge because Jonathan Little was doing a book signing. So they wanted to get over there because, of course, he's big into the NFT world like they are and they know him and whatever. And lo and behold, they were a day early. The book signing's not until today. So Isaac was telling us in the space last night about that adventure. It was quite funny, about being a day early, and they got there, and it was not busy like you would think with Jonathan Little doing a book signing. It would kind of be a buzz, and then they figured out, oops, it's not till tomorrow. So it was quite comical to listen to the story being told for sure. Um, hey, Fats, you want to give us a little preview of what you got going on tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing this has been in the making for a while. We've discussed it and we're finally ready to go with it. Chunky, who is uh, the nickname of the guy that I'll be talking with, was the original person that was working for the businessman that I ended up working for and when I got my career started out in Vegas. And
Did you take over for him or something?
yeah, he
Okay.
worked for. I got out there in like January '89, and then by the end of basketball season, when baseball.
Uh-oh, you cut out, pal. We lost you. We cannot hear you, Fats. Hello,
I was
Fats.
put in his spot and took over the responsibility of handling the few runners that we had and dealing with all that. And eventually, I turned that crew into one of the probably more successful crews that were out there, at least successful in our own right. And Chunky went on to be. Um, he was like we used to call him the Cato Kalin of sports betting because he he would he got along with everybody. Everybody loved him, and
Right.
he knew all the top gamblers in Vegas, and he would live on their couches. He'd go from one to the other, like couch surf from sharp gambler to sharp gambler. And despite he had a he wasn't very good with when it came to betting the horses. No matter how much money he could lose betting horses, he was always able to get enough sports information to make that money up betting sports. And over the years to this day, he's still maintained relationships with all of the many people that he knew over the years and the information. And anyway, he knows, as I have many stories of back then. He's got probably way more than me. And as we like to say, he knows where metaphorically all the bodies are buried. And he,
So it should be a very entertaining space. Are you guys going to do this more than once?
yeah, I mean, there's so much. We could probably go on for like 3 days straight. So we're going to try and limit it to And now we're just going to go from the beginning. We'll just start out. I'll do a quick interview with him, how he got to Vegas to begin with through his childhood. And then once we hooked up and we knew each other, and we'll talk about the various things that he did. And we'll just take you from the late 80s straight through till the present, however long it takes. And we'll probably do like an hour and a half and maybe a half an hour for questions. And then we'll pick up where we left off and do it again the following week. And each week we'll see how it goes.
Okay, very good. Sounds like a good space is going to be happening tonight at what time?
8 p.m. Eastern, we will kick it off.
There you go. Tune in, folks. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Fats is going to host a space. Should be entertaining. You guys know I love history, whether it be poker, Vegas, or sports betting. Just to listen to the old timers, to me, is just fun. So, hope you guys join Fats's space tonight. Now, give us a Bet Bash update, buddy. What dates are the Bet Bash?
Bet Bash is Tuesday, August 12th through the 15th. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There'll be a Tuesday morning. There'll be a pre-registration golf tournament and poker tournament, and then Tuesday evening there'll be the registration, open bar. After that, Wednesday and Thursday there'll be seminars, and the corporate sponsors will be.
Oops, sorry. Fat finger. Sorry. Click your mic.
Yep. The Wednesday and Thursday we'll have corporate sponsors and the various seminars, 3 each day, which will be like an hour each with an hour in between to mingle with the corporate sponsors. And then Friday will be panel discussions. And then Friday night would be the induction ceremony for this year's class of the Hall of Fame. And then the VIP party at up in the Legacy Club after.
Awesome.
And all week long, every night, everybody's hanging out in the Legacy Club for the most part. So there's always plenty people to meet there. And each night there's a cocktail party. On Thursday there'll probably be a watch party for whatever preseason NFL game there is that night. And that watch party will be a fully catered party, one in the sports book and one at Circus Swim. So you could go to either one.
Nice. Hey, Fats, how much does it cost for somebody to go?
It's around 1,000, depending upon there's certain extra, like they charge extra for the banquet and the VIP party because they're limited attendance because of the size of the club. And also first thing on Wednesday too, on Wednesday morning there'll be the speed networking, which is it's kind of like speed dating, where everybody that's there fills out a questionnaire as to what type of people they would like to meet, and then you have like 15 5-minute meetings with a 2-minute break in between, where you get to network and possibly meet other people that are interested in the same stuff, and then throughout the rest of the week you continue to interact with them.
Sure. Great networking opportunity. Fats, what about the inductees? Have the nominees been made public yet?
Yes, I believe they are. If you go to their website, which is probably sportsgamblinghalloffame.com, or if you type it in, it should in the Google, it'll come up. I know 2 of this year's inductees are one Spiro the Greek, who used to run Olympic sports book down in Jamaica, and who was also, even though he was a big bookmaker, was actually a bigger sports bettor and just used the bookmaking to help him with his betting.
Okay, does anybody besides me think his name is amazing? Sparrow. I love it. Go ahead, Fats.
And then we also have inducted a woman into the Hall of Fame this year. Her name is Paris Smith, and I go way back with her. She used to work at Worldwide Telesports, one of the first offshore organizations that was run by a guy named Billy Scott. And she started out uh, helping him manage his office. She was a clerk there. I used to bet in the office. My code name when betting there used to be the letter A, the letter O, and the number 506. And the letters, the AO, that was like the identifier for the number. So, but when I used to call the office, we used to say, AO 506. And I never used to even have to say the number. I used to just go, AO. And it kind of like caught on down there. So I hadn't seen when Paris eventually left Worldwide Telesports. She went on and eventually became the CEO manager of Pinnacle Sports, which is one of the most prestigious offshore books in the country and respected. And she was there
Awesome.
for a while. And so anyway, when she was, I met her finally for the first time. Although even though we talked on the phone many times, many years ago, I met her for the first time at Bet Bash last year, and I walked up to her and I said, "Do you remember? Let's see if you remember who I am." And all I had to say, all I said was, "Hey," and she knew exactly who I was right away.
Oh, how fun is
And
that?
and so then we talked. There was this one clerk there named Nancy who used to always usually handle my calls, and she is actually doing some customer service work at Pinnacle. So she took Nancy with her, and but anyway, we had a nice chat, and so that's our first
Well,
woman
I'm glad to
inductee into
hear.
the hall.
Glad to hear you finally got some sense into y'all, and you're going to induct a female, and she sounds very deserving, as though, yeah, even though
Oh,
the men do as well. So congrats to them as well. And
and she was inducted long before all that other nonsense about the inclusion of people in our thing started. So
well, don't even worry about all that nonsense. I'm going to
I've ignored it and haven't
yeah.
even
Uh,
responded
let's
to it.
just
So
welcome Jason. Welcome to the panel. What can we do for you this morning or afternoon?
Well, I'd love to know what's going on over
We
there.
can't hear
Like,
you, Jason.
I'd love to know what's going on over there.
I'm sorry, you're so soft. It's hard to hear you. Just want to know.
What's going on here? What's the topic all
Well,
about?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to put you down to listener, and you can listen, and you'll be able to hear what we're talking about. So, welcome. Appreciate you showing up today. Um, gonna let a cat out of the bag to how many people we got in here? About 10 or 12 of my closest friends. And then, of course, those amazing anonymous listeners. I love you too. I hope God takes care of everybody today. But, you know, and I was hoping Isaac was going to be here because I know he wants to go to Malta. He said it a few months ago, way before Yvonne was so gracious to give us the poker package for Malta. But I kind of wanted to make an announcement today and hope you guys help me celebrate it. Yvonne has honored my name and honored me. If you look at the Malta Poker Festival, I will be hosting one of the tournaments on Halloween. I will be the host, so I'm very honored that she picked me to do that for her. So, if you have any inkling about going to Malta, I hope you come and I hope you play the tournament I'll be hosting. Go ahead, Fats.
Will you be there
I
then?
will be.
Wow.
I will be. So I'm excited about that for sure. It was a nice surprise that she messaged me about. And then I got the schedule. Someone else messaged me today and said, "Hey, congrats, you're a host." I was like, "Oh, the cat's out of the bag." So, yeah, so I'll post that schedule. Um, the Malta,
Is that going to be a chocolate malted?
the Malta Poker Festival is October 25th through November the 3rd. So I'm excited about that. I'm sure it's going to be a great time. I hear nothing but great things about that festival. So looking forward to it. Go ahead, Karen.
That's very exciting. Now, tell me what it means to be a host. Just to be there is exciting. So yeah, tell me about that.
Um, well, I think it's going to be much like the meetup game. Maybe there'll be like a bounty on my head. I'm not quite sure. We haven't gone through all the details yet. Um, but I'm going to just leave it at that for right now until I get all the details.
Okay, but congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Should be fun. I actually messaged a friend of mine. I was like, wait, do they celebrate Halloween? Because that falls on Halloween. I'll be hosting on Halloween. So, I definitely would be into bringing a costume if they celebrate Halloween over there. But I got to figure out what
Yeah, they do. Bring a costume.
Yeah. Thanks, Fat. Setting me up, aren't you?
No, I would never do such a
Uh
thing.
huh. Anyway, it was a nice surprise for sure. And I appreciate Yvonne and her support of what we do here in Spaces. And she knows I'll always support what she's doing in the world of poker. Go ahead, Fats.
No, I didn't have
Oh,
anything
okay.
else.
Um, let's see. Okay, let's talk about this promotion that the WSOP did that kind of threw it out into the atmosphere kind of late in the game. And that was a $30,000 Bahamas package for the bubble of the main event. And somebody sent it to me, which I thought it was funny that they sent it to me. And in the video, D-Neg says, even though he's working for the WSOP and GG Poker, that he felt that the promo is like the sleaziest promo he's ever seen in his whole life of playing poker, which I thought that was kind of strong verbiage. What do you guys think?
Well, I got an opinion right out of the gate.
Go ahead.
For all the controversy over the chip dumping in that other situation with the WPT promo, an offer of a $30,000 package for the guy who bubbles is incentive for somebody to try to dump at the end to be the bubble, as opposed to trying to last to make the money, which should be the goal. So they're encouraging people to play anti-proper, ethical strategy.
Right. And I I was really surprised when I saw it yesterday. I was like, wait, this reeks just as bad as the WPT, a gold rush ticket, and $1 million incentive ended up, being a smelly situation. And this is starting out as one. Like, first of all, it was kept secret until the very last. And I'm sure it was done for various reasons we're not privy to. Um, but it's sort of like one of those, hey, WPT did this. Wait, WSOP says hold my beer, right? And so I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think it like you have a lot of people that may, instead of holding on to at least min cash, saw stars in their eyes and threw that, being patient to at least min cash out the window, and then they didn't end up winning the 30. I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is crazy to me. Karen, what do you think?
So I haven't seen the promo at all. So I guess I'd want to see it more to.
So yeah, so that normally the person that bubbles gets a main event seat for next year.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So they still will get that. On top of that, they're going to get a $30,000 package to go to the Bahamas. 5,000 of that is for travel, and 25,000 of that is your entry into their 25K tournament in the Bahamas.
Wait, and they're getting the 10K seat for next year as well?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's even. I mean, the 10K seat for the next year, I think was always a great idea because people are still trying to last as long as they can, and if they still get bubbled out trying their hardest, and they're
Right.
the bubble, at least they're getting less than what a min cash is, but they're going to get another chance to try again, and that was more than and that integrity wise works. This thing with this extra 30,000 on top, it it taints it as much as the other promo did.
Well, it's sort
Maybe
of,
worse.
and it's, to me, it's sort of that tit for tat is still going on, right? WPT is going to do their tournament in, their series in December. Okay, we're going to now throw, competition at them and host a series in the Bahamas. Okay, you're hosting a series in the Bahamas. Now we're going to throw $1 million bonus to somebody that wins a bracelet at one of your 2025 WSOP series. Okay, so you threw that at us. Now we're going to throw this package out there as a thumb up to the nose kind of thing, um, because the Bahamas package, takes place at the same time as the WPT. So to me, it continues to be kind of a tit for tat between the two organizations, and it's just not a good look. Like now it's getting like it, and this is the appearance. This is an appearance of just somebody idly standing by watching. This is how it appears, and it's not a good look. It's so crazy, but here we are. Karen, go ahead.
Yeah, so hearing you guys, reiterate the details. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea just because it encourages cheating. So I don't know, soft play and collusion. I also thought it was weird too that the the overlap of the WPT and Bahamas, but I guess both tournaments have still done okay. But I'm not sure. I haven't followed it real closely. I just thought it was strange to have those at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know why they would want to divide their audience, so to speak. It doesn't, to me, that's not great value for either company. Like, it's Christmas time. People want to stay close to family. I don't think their numbers were that great in the Bahamas. They offered extra incentives to anybody that was like a 7-star Caesar member, got extra. I want to say it was either a buy-in or hotel or something. It had to be more than hotel because 7-star would get hotel already. So I think it was extra incentives with buy-ins or something if you were like a 7-star member of Caesar's Rewards or whatever. Um, so they were actually, definitely trying to run promos to, get people to come. So to me, that means they're looking for ways to get people there so they're not expecting the numbers. Um, and so, and they want it to be a success. So they're doing what it takes, right? So anyway, go ahead.
Um, I'll give you another bad stat on this. If you, the number of people that made the money, I think was like 1461 or something around there. But they're giving away the 10,000 plus this 30,000 package. That's 40,000. In order for somebody to cash for 40,000, you have to finish around between like 370 and 413 or something like that.
Right.
So you have to be in the top 400 people
Right.
to get a $40,000
Payout.
cash. Now, obviously, it's a seat you would have to play and cash to get the money, but you're getting 15 in cash, 5 for travel, and 10 for the buy-in the next year, plus whatever equity you have for the 25,000 buy-in. It's just it really doesn't seem fair to the. That's about 1,000 people that got less for
Right.
doing way more.
Right. I agree. I think there's a lot of different ways to look at it. I'm not sure why there was such a shroud of secrecy, because honestly, they did not announce it till yesterday, which yesterday was day 4 of the event, and
That was it.
only a few hours before that prize could be won. That that they were actually going to be on the bubble and somebody could win that prize. So I'm not sure why it was kept secret so long. And it may have just been they were trying to still, figure it out as far as the, gaming commission. And, I don't know all the rules and regs behind the scenes that could have been holding them up, if there are any at all. But it just, I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me.
You know what the problem was? That they announced it. If they would have done that without announcing it, I don't think it would be as bad.
Oh, I think it would have been worse.
Well, no, because nobody would have had incentive to chip dump. At least, I mean, people might have been upset about it, but it didn't affect the play, and it
Well,
wouldn't have
and I agree.
affected
I agree.
the play in any
Yeah,
way.
I
That's
agree that it could have
was my
just been,
point.
they could have really been heroes, maybe doing it that way as well, right? So this guy, so maybe I'm the bubble and I bust out, and Jack Effel's there saying, "Hey, Sherry, sorry you busted out, and of course you're going to get a main event seat for next year, but I'm here to let you know there is a surprise for the bubble this year, and blah 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 is the surprise." And guess what? Now it's a different look, isn't it? Fat's Batmobile phone is ringing right now. Oh, gotta love it.
It was
Got
just
to love
it was scam likely trying to call.
it. All right, you guys. That the WSOP no, the WSOP Bahamas. I was almost going to say Obamas. God help me. Bahamas. They announced that their 25K buy-in tournament is going to have a $60 million guarantee. Has no one learned from what happened with the WPT when they went up with that huge guarantee? Like, come on, you guys. Come on. There's nothing wrong with a $40 million guarantee or a $30 million guarantee. Come on. Let's be realistic here. All right, you guys, I'm going to move on to the main event. Today's main event, day 5. Yesterday, we left off at day 4 with 522 bagging and moving on to today out of the 9,735 entries into that tournament. Our chip leader going into today is Harold Lamb, who has 4.2 million in chips, and Jeremy Kotler of the United States has 3.7 million. And by the way, Harold's from the US as well.
And that's
So
the
good
wrong
luck.
lamb, correct?
Yeah, correct. So good luck to them and all the runners still in it. Some notables in 16th place is Josh Rickard with 3 million. Will Kassouf is in 36th position with 2.5 million. In 43rd position is the Grinder with 2.3 million. Just a few notables. Of course, we're going to go through the ones that we know, and we're excited that they're still in it to win it. Reno Grinder, a Space's favorite, has 1.5 million in his chip stack, and Ruben had a great day yesterday. He has 2.2 million in his stack, so he starts out in the 49th spot as far as chip stacks are concerned. Our friend Aaron had a day that saw him way over a million in chips, and then coming back down to what he's going to start with today, 690,000, but I'm sure he's going to spin that up in no time at all. JJ Lou starts with today with 535,000. Kathy Liebert is out at 662 position, with taking home 27,500. Kenny Hallert, who I thought was out yesterday, wasn't. He actually has made it into today in 22, the 22nd position as far as chip stacks are concerned. Kenny Hallert has 2.8 million in his chip stack, which is fantastic. Now, some of the folks that we are watching that are out are Phil Lack, Bet on Drew, Dennis Backus, Big Hooney, unfortunately, Josh Aria, Tim Riley, and of course, I said Kathy already. So, good luck to those that are in it to win it. I did look at the HCL players, and I did not see any of them still in it. But if any of them are going under any kind of code names on the app, of course, I wouldn't be able to find them. So um, Dana had to jump off. She had a phone call, but maybe she can give us an update tomorrow on those folks. As far as females are concerned, there's nobody that I know of with a name I can recognize as a female name in the top 50. So, but that doesn't mean there isn't someone there or isn't a few females there. But there are names that, I can't tell if they're male or female, unfortunately. And so hopefully some of those ladies will come to the top and be more easily identifiable as far as their names are concerned, because we're going to get to know their names because they're doing so well. So that's kind of the update with the main event. Let's look at event number 85. We have a winner in that $600 Ultra Stack tournament. Justin Fawcett took first place and 355,000, and Tai Ding took home 236,000 for coming in second place. In the $1,000 mystery bounty PLO tournament, event number 86, there were 5,284 runners. There are 792 remaining. 4.8 million in the prize pool, with 329,000 going to first place. Leading the pack is Pele with 1.2 million in his chip stack, and Yan Yu has 1.2 million. So good luck to those that are still in that tournament, including one of our horses, Robert Mizuraki, which of course we need some points. So Robert, please finish in the top 3 so we could get booted back into the money on that fantasy league.
Is
We are
that
just
Pele, the
outside
famous soccer player?
There is somebody called Pele, but this is not the same. Uh, Team Spacers is about 118th out of 875, and we need to move up into 86th position or better. So we need some points, people. Um, Event number 88 is the 50K High Roller No Limit event. 194 entries. There are 78 left. 9.3 million in the prize pool. The leader going into today is Masashi Oya, has 2 million in chips, and Victor Ustimov has 1.9 million. Little shout out to Ryan Feldman, who's in 17th position with 1 million. And Kristen Foxen has 852,000 in her chip stack. Again, little mix up with the 3K Mid Stakes Championship event number 89 on the app. So we'll have to wait for the update on that tournament tomorrow. That's what's going on at the WSOP, folks. Some exciting stuff. We need some team spacers to get us some points, you guys.
Shout out to Ruben and Reno.
Hell yeah.
Ruben, really a nice run, 49th position going into today. That's awful impressive.
It's very impressive and it's very exciting. Um, Most of us here in Spaces got to really know Ruben when we came into Spaces, and I kind of took her under my wing and showed her how to run a space. I let her be my co-host, and so she could learn how to run a space. And of course, now they've made their own place in Spaces. But most of us got to know Ruben better because he made a deep run in 2023, and we were railing him through that run. He did really well. So hopefully, this will be another deep run for him and catapult him to the next level of his poker play. And Reno, too. Reno's, he's slow and steady. And he climbed the chip ladder yesterday, too. So definitely fun to watch. Karen, what are you doing today? You going to play poker?
No, I have a doctor's appointment that I'm going to leave for soon, just a little checkup. Then I'm actually streaming today, so I won't get to go to Showdown. But I'm thinking about for tomorrow night. I'm already thinking about the weekend.
I don't think I'll come tomorrow, but I am considering Saturday. Do they do 2 games on Saturday?
Yeah, I actually don't know for sure the format. They might have changed the early format on Saturdays. 'Cause so Saturdays and Sundays they have 3 and 7, at least they used to. But the 3 o'clock game may be a sit and go. I'm just not sure. That's something I'd have to look into myself. But yeah, they have an early
Okay.
game.
All right. I may consider Saturday. We'll see. I've
Well,
got
let me know.
a lot of errands I'm still catching up on. I'm going to head out the door here shortly. I've got to mail out those T-shirts people won. Get those out today, and then I got to run to the bank and blah blah blah. So I'm catching up slow but sure.
There was a Kessler drive-through classic last night. If anybody,
I I stopped in there for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, and first of all, I heard somebody call somebody a race.
yeah, that was at the end. That's when I left.
It was, well, no, it was when Alan was trying to. No, somebody said, "What are you, a Jew?" to Alan when he was in the drive-through, and I thought, wow, that's kind of uncalled for. And then Alan was he had just finished his order, and I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep. I shut it off. But
Oh,
um,
the highlight of that was he originally went in there and he wanted he had a coupon or a promo on the app for free French fries, but it was after 3 a.m. So they're only doing breakfast. They're not doing fries, so he couldn't have fries. And then he was trying to substitute it for something else. So there was a thing where you could get 2 sandwiches for $5. So he was going to get, but just egg and cheese. He didn't want meat. And the guy said, well, you could just take the meat off. And Alan's like, well, I'm kosher or whatever. I don't want the meat. I just want it without that. And the guy said, well, we can't do that or something. And finally, Alan said, forget it. And he left. So I asked Alan, I said, Alan, what happened to the McDonald's that you always go through where there's that lady that takes good care of you? Why didn't you go there? And he said, I was there, but I think her shift was over now. And I don't know who that guy is. And
oh,
so then about 10 minutes later or 5 minutes later, we hear him eating while he's talking. So somebody says, what are you eating? And this was the kicker. He was eating McDonald's that he had bought at a different McDonald's before he went to the one that we heard him at. And, and the reason he And so he had gone to the one because he had a promo. And the only reason he went to the second one was because he was supposed to get free French fries.
Of course, he had a coupon. Come on, Fats,
So
keep up.
because he couldn't get the free French fries, he ended up getting nothing. But meanwhile, he'd already been to McDonald's before we even knew. So anyway, that was the funny part about that. And then that's when they started making the Jewish jokes and stuff like that. But that was Dr. Parley who was running that space, and I called him out on that right away, and then I left at that point, which I think Alan did as well.
Yeah, I left. I left before you got that far. Then when I heard the first one, I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. Nope, nope, and nope. I don't know. There's somebody that keeps trying to come in here, and I don't know who they are, so I'm not I didn't let them up, but they left twice now. So, some troll account, I'm sure. Hey, SG, what's up, Doc?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you, buddy?
All right. Yeah. Was just up late playing one of the tournaments. Like the
How'd it go?
dailies. Uh, Final table, but it was yeah, it was a definitely tiring endeavor. And yeah, just wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the yeah. So instead of the normal 10K seat, they gave away that 30K package or whatever, and I don't know. It depends on if it's transferable, also of like who finds value in it, but also it ended up being that what's his name, Joshua Ricard. He was on the Stone Bubble, and he called down for his tournament life with Ace High, and it's. I mean, they say it's like, oh, this great hero call, but it's also probably because like, oh, if I win, I get all these chips, and if I lose, I'll get this seat. So it did change things at some point, and then eventually it ended up being a three-way bust out, and those I think coin flips for who gets that seat versus the other ones. I think split the money, but I'm not sure exactly how it ended up working.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how it ended up as far as the prizes are concerned. And I want, I I do think that it affected what took place on the bubble, no doubt in my mind. And that's never a good thing. Like it's never a good thing. Never will be a good thing. Like Fat suggested, maybe if they would have just kept it a secret and then, when he announces, hey, you won the 10K seat, and by the way, you won a 30K package as an added surprise, I think that would have sounded way better to the audience. Like, wow, that's really cool. Um, so yeah, let's hope that the tit for tat between these two companies stops soon because honestly, it's just not fun now. And
Oh yeah. Also,
go ahead.
D-Negs did not call that the sleaziest promo. He called the WPT thing the sleaziest promo.
Oh, when I listened to it, it sounded like he called this one the sleaziest promo. I'm gonna have to go listen again.
Maybe you were watching from a Seriously Serious video
No,
or a Lappin video or
I was
somebody else.
watching his video. Somebody sent it
No,
to
no,
me.
I meant both of them, or definitely Seriously Serious, took the D-Negs calling it the sleaziest promo and put it over the GG promo, and they probably put it over this one too.
Oh, well, I trust the person that sent it to me, but I'm definitely going to go back and listen to it for sure. ASG, didn't you have a great tacos and beer place to go to in Vegas?
Yeah, it's called Tacos and Beer.
Tell us about it.
That no, seriously, it's
I know.
called
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I meant like good tacos, good beer selection, pretty close to the strip. Uh, Yeah, definitely. If you're a craft beer person, there's not a ton of beer options, and it's definitely on the top of the list, especially for close to the strip.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tacos and beer, people.
I was only laughing because you asked what the name of the tacos and beer place was, and the name was Tacos and Beer.
Isn't that a great promo? I'm so good at what I do, Fats.
You do it in your sleep.
Oh God. Were you playing online or in person, ASG? Where are you?
Yeah, I was playing the daily PLO 250 uh, at at Bally's or whatever it's called.
At
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe. Okay. Because I was like, I didn't think you went home yet, right?
No, I go home tonight.
Okay. That's why I was a little confused. I was like, wait, maybe I need to ask him. Um, so you finished on the final table in the money or no?
Yeah, it was like 2,000 for a 250 buy-in.
Nice. That's amazing. Almost 10x. That's great, buddy. Love it. Good for you. What are you going to do the rest of the day now?
Probably just gonna watch some Ruben play, cash out some of my tickets, etc. Be pretty chill. Maybe play cash if I get bored watching Ruben. I don't know. I don't last long watching other people play poker.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Kind of hard. And did you watch him yesterday?
No, that tournament went till even after their break, and then at three tables, despite it being like a daily deep stack, they completely enforced the no electronics for anybody, so we couldn't look at our phones, we couldn't have headphones in to listen to music. They really went. They told somebody they had to take their Fitbit off. It was pretty extreme.
Oh, wow. So they're testing the waters with the rules, huh?
Yeah, so if you're a high roller, that they're like, oh yeah, you can have your phones and do whatever you want. But if you're on a 250 daily, oh yeah, no phones or anything. In the tournament area, even they said you couldn't while you're away from a hand, step away from the table for a little bit and check your messages. You had to go entirely outside the tournament area.
And I really have a problem when they have different rules for different buy-in levels. I think it's bullshit and discriminating. It's rules for everybody or rules for nobody. So I have a pet peeve about that. Just because you can buy into a 250K tournament does not make you better or less likely to cheat than someone else. And Lord knows some of the most profile cheaters that we've seen in the news play all those high roller events and all that nonsense. So fuck off with that bullshit.
How do you
Okay,
really
I'm
feel,
done.
Sherry?
I'm done. It's been a while since I had a rant. Felt good, Fats. Felt good, buddy. Oh, God. Never a dull moment, as they say. Are you going to head to the Borgata, ASG?
Still to be determined. I'm definitely heading back to Jersey.
Right. Okay. All right. Just didn't know if you're going to go see my friend Barry or not. All right, you guys. Around the horn. Anybody got anything, Fats, you want to give one more plug for tonight's show?
Yeah, if you're interested in some of the old stories and how the evolution of sports betting from the late '80s through the present, you might want to pop in and catch my first episode with Chunky, the Cato Kalin of sports betting. and see what we have to say and hear some stories and hear about some people that were some of the first and the biggest and the best back in the day before a lot of the technology that we have.
Awesome. Tonight at 8 Eastern Time, Fats is hosting a space. Get there or be square. ASG, anything else you'd like to bring up or chat about?
Did you talk about the Preston tweet where they screwed up that guy's name?
No, I was waiting for more of us to be on the panel. Maybe tomorrow. I do want us to chat about that, but I'd like for more of us to be on the panel because I really want some points of view on that one.
Okay, I mean, like, it seemed like a simple solution they just didn't do, but yeah, I'll be busy tomorrow. But okay.
Oh, then go ahead. Give us your opinion now, at least.
Well, I mean, they clearly screwed up, and they even had a solution. They didn't do that either. So basically, Preston McEwen tweets, after being forced an unscheduled bag around 12:30 a.m. on day 3 of the 2500 freeze out with 4 players remaining, about 75 bigs in play. A reporter told me chip leader Breno Drummond had a conflicting 2A BC of main event next day. Assuming the easy solution would be to put him in 2D, but find out later he was forced to blind out one third of his main event stack. Freeze Out was scheduled to play to winner on day 3, yet we were given a surprise 30-minute warning we will be bagging early, while the other final table was able to play for another 90 minutes. And Breno was forced into a scheduling conflict, causing him to blind out massive amounts of EV in the main. And then he said that maybe some of the issue was the guy couldn't speak English well.
Okay, so what's your opinion on the subject?
Well, I mean, it's like what they said. Like, they clearly could have moved him to day 2D at least, and could have solved things pretty easily. And yeah, that option was available, and they didn't even do that. I mean, it's pretty awful.
I appreciate your opinion. Mine is completely different. Don't enter 2 tournaments that overlap. Even though,
But they didn't overlap.
let me finish my statement. I allowed you to speak. Even though originally on the schedule they did not overlap, we know that time and time again, things happen and they move things around. And so, yeah, very unfortunate. And it sucked. Absolutely sucked. But should you be getting in another tournament? I don't know. But we also can't expect the operators to look at each individual schedule and plan accordingly to the player's schedule. No, the player's supposed to be planning around the operator's schedule. Did this suck? Fuck yeah. 100% horrible situation. Um, but I'm not so sure they should have moved him either. So that's my 2 cents. Karen?
They should have either moved him or they should have kept the day going. Like, you got to stay on schedule if there's a schedule.
Karen, do you have an opinion?
I need to reread Preston's tweet. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, I do think they should try to stick to the schedule, so I'm not really sure what happened there. But yeah, I guess I'm not real sure. Sorry to be wishy-washy, but I want to think
Karen's
about it
trying to
some.
stay Switzerland on all hot topics in case anybody hasn't noticed that in the last week.
No, I just, well, I do think it's a problem, if you enter 2 at one time, but
And to be clear, these were not overlapping when he entered both of them. Because they stopped the tournament and forced it to go into the next day, that caused the overlap. Just to be clear.
okay. All right. Why did they stop? Why did they stop it?
Nobody knows. I've not heard a reason yet.
Yeah, that's tough. So yeah, okay. So I don't think the guy then did anything wrong by entering,
All right.
reasonable expectation. But yeah, that's kind of strange. I don't know how often that happens where they don't stick to the schedule that they said they were doing, and what could have happened.
Right. I think I want to say there's been 2 others this summer that went into an extra day. And it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Yeah, it sucks, but you can't move them out of a flight into another flight either, in my opinion. Go ahead, Fats. Any comments?
No. Think I'm good.
All right, buddy. All right. We're going to keep it moving because I'm going to go run some errands. ASG, have a safe flight home. Karen, have a good day. Fats, everybody in the audience. I see Barry and D-Man, Bathwater, Michael, Sandy Joy, Exec Deck, and Hayden. I hope that information I got you yesterday was what you wanted. Have a great day, everybody. If you're on the felt, good luck. Special little extra luck to our spacers, Reno and Ruben, and Aaron. He's still in it to win it as well. So a little extra luck coming their way today, hopefully.
And the straw grabs.
Yeah, and there's and team spacers for those have no clue what he's talking about. Hopefully, some team spacers will get us some points today and catapult us into the winning column. Have a great day. If you're playing, good luck. If not, get out and touch the grass. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
See ya.